presence. The theme of my lesson, if this week has a theme, is that when the Lord said, "Follow me," you put on your shoes, you equipped yourselves, and you showed up. And here you have given your gifts, your talents, and most of all your love to the boys and girls that came here. I'm particularly proud of the behaviors and the leadership and the love that you boys and girls have given. That you have shown kids here how to have fun, and some of them didn't know how. Not the way you could throw yourselves into fun, throw yourselves into activities. And the theme, I would say, is when the Lord called your name and said, "Follow me," you said, "I will follow you." And what I'd like to do is a little unorthodox, because I'm not reading any official devotional material. I'm going to read to you a children's book. And if you've never read anything by Max Lucado, he's a wonderful writer. A long time ago, in a land much like our own, like your own, there was a village. And in the village lived 5 orphans. A lonely family of fatherless children. They had banded together against the cold. One day the king learned of their misfortune and decided to adopt them. He announced that he would be their father and would come for them soon. When the children learned that they had a new father, and their father was the king, and the king was coming to visit, they went wild with excitement. When the village people learned that the children had a father, and their father was the king, and the king was coming to the village, they were excited as well. They went out to see the children and told them what to do. Even to impress the king, they explained, only those with great gifts will be allowed to live in the castle. The people didn't know the king. They just thought all kings want to be impressed. So the children began preparing gifts to offer the king. They worked long and hard to be sure the king would approve. One of the children knew how to carve and decided to give the king a wonderful work of wooden art. He set his knife against the soft bark of the elm and whittled. The small blocks of wood came alive with the eyes of a sparrow or the nose of a horse. His sister decided to present the king with a painting that captured the beauty of the heavens, a painting worthy to hang in a castle. Another sister chose music as her way to impress the king. For long hours she practiced with her voice and mandolin. Village people would stop at her window and listen as her music took wings and soared. Yet another child set out to turn the king's head with his wisdom. Late hours would find his candle lit and his books open. Geography, math, chemistry. The breadth of his study was matched only by his desire. Surely a king would appreciate all his knowledge. But there was one sister who had nothing to offer. Her hand was clumsy with a knife. Her fingers were stiff with the brush, and the little girl opened her mouth to sing. The sound was hoarse. She wasn't much of a reader. She believed she had no talent. So she believed she had no gift. All she had to offer was her heart, for her heart was good. She spent her time at the city gates, watching people come and go. She would earn pennies to buy food for her brothers and sisters by grooming people's horses and feeding their animals. She was a simple stable girl, but she had a good heart. She knew the beggars by name. She took time to pet each dog. She welcomed home the travelers and greeted strangers. "How was your journey?" she would ask. "Tell me what you learned on your visit. How was your husband? Did you enjoy your new work?" She was full of questions because her heart was big and she cared about people. They were all the same to her, the beggars, the rich. She cared for all of them. just as they were. But since the little girl thought she had no talent, no gift, she was afraid that the king would be disappointed. She remembered the villager's advice and set her mind about the task of making a gift for the king. She took a small knife and went to her brother, the carver. Could you teach me to carve?" she asked. "Sorry," the young craftsman responded without looking up. "I have much work to do. I haven't time for you. The king is coming, you know." And the girl put her knife away, and she picked up a brush. She went to her sister, the artist. She found her on a hill painting a sunset on a canvas. "You paint so beautifully," the girl said, who had no gift but a big heart said. "I know," the painter answered. "Could you share your gift with me?" "Not now," the sister responded with eyes on her palette. "The king is coming, you know." The girl with no gift then remembered her other sister, the one with the song. "She will help me," she said. She arrived at her sister's house and found a crowd of people waiting to listen to her sister sing. "Sister," she called, "Sister, I've come to listen and learn." But her sister couldn't hear. The noise of the applause was too loud. With a heavy heart, the girl turned and walked away. And then she remembered her other brother, and she took a book with small words and big letters and went to see him. "I have nothing to offer the king," she said. Could you teach me to read so I could show him my wisdom?" And the young sage-to-be didn't speak. He was lost in thought. The child with no gift spoke again. "Could you help me?" "I have no talent." "Go away," said the scholar, scarcely moving his eyes from his book. "Can't you see I'm preparing myself for the king?" So the girl went away sadly. She had nothing to give. She turned to her place at the city gates and took up the task of caring for people's animals. After some days, a man in merchant's clothes came to the small town. "Can you feed my donkey?" he asked the girl. The orphan jumped to her feet and looked into his brown face, the one of the man who had traveled. His skin was leathery from sun, and his eyes were deep. His kind smile warmed the girl's heart. "That I can," she said eagerly, leading the animal to the trough. "Trust him to me. When you return, he will be groomed and fed." "Tell me," she asked as the donkey drank, "have you come to stay?" "For a little while. I'm looking for someone." "Are you weary from your journey?" "That I am." "Would you like to sit and rest?" And the girl motioned to the bench near the wall. And the tall man sat on the bench and leaned against the wall and closed his eyes and slept. After a few minutes he awoke and found the girl sitting at his feet, watching his face. She was embarrassed that he caught her staring, and she turned away. "Have you been sitting there long?" "Yes." "What do you seek?" "Nothing." "You seem to be a kind man with a peaceful heart. It's good to be near you." The man smiled and stroked his beard. "You are a wise girl," he said. "When I will return, we will visit more." The man did return quite soon. "Did you find the ones you were seeking?" the girl asked. "I found them, but they were too busy for me." "What do you mean?" "The first one I came to see was a woodsmith, rushing to complete a project. He told me to return tomorrow. Another was an artist, and he told me, and I saw her sitting by the hillside, but the people said she did not want to be disturbed. The other was a musician. I sat with others and listened to her music. When I asked to talk with her, she said she had no time. The other I saw had left. He had moved to the city to go to school. And the girl's eyes widened as she realized who the man was. "But you don't look like the king," she asked. "I try not to," he explained. "Being a king can be lonely. People act strangely around me. They ask for favors. They try to impress me. They bring all their complaints." "But isn't that what a king is for?" asked the girl. "Certainly," responded the king. "But there are times when I just want to be with my people. There are times when I want to talk to my people, to hear about their day, to laugh a bit, to cry some. There are times when I just want to be their father." "Is that why you adopt the children?" "That's why. Adults think they have to impress me. Children don't. They want to talk to me. They know that I love them just the way they are. My brothers and sisters were busy. They were. But I'll come back. Maybe they'll have more time." The girl hesitated. "Sir, what about me? I have no gift, but I would like to be your child." And the king smiled. "My girl, you have the best gift of all. You gave your heart. You gave your kindness. You gave your time. You gave your love. And of course you'll be my child. I love you just the way you are." And so it happened that the children, with many talents, but no time, missed the visit of the king. And when the girl whose only gift was the gift of her heart, he became the child of the king. I have witnessed all of you being the child, giving your heart, giving your love, giving your talents to those who are around you. And that's what we're called to do every day. I'd like to close with a prayer, but it's not my prayer. This is the prayer that Jesus asked as he knew where he was headed. He was seized in the garden moments after this night, and he was praying for his disciples, and he was praying for us. "Now I'm returning to you," he said to the Father. "I'm saying these things in the world's hearing, so my people can experience my joy completed in them. I gave them your word. The godless world hated them because of it, because they didn't join the world's ways, just as I didn't join the world's ways. I'm not asking you to take them out of the world, but that you guard them from the evil one. They are no more defined by the world than I am defined by the world. Make them holy, consecrated with truth. Your word is the consecrating truth. In the same way you gave me a mission in the world, I gave them a mission in the world. I am consecrating myself for their sakes, so they'll be truth consecrated in their mission. I'm praying not only for them, but also for those who believe in me. Because of them and their witness about me, their goal is for all of them to become of one heart and one mind. Just as you, Father, are in me, I am in you. So they might be of one heart and mind with us. Then the world might believe that you, in fact, sent me. The same glory you gave me, I give them. So they'll be unified. And together as we are, I in them and you in me, then they'll mature in the oneness and give the godless world evidence that you've sent me and loved them in the same way you've loved me.